This video will discuss the comparative advertising defence in section 122 subsection 1D of the Trademarks Act. Comparative advertising is used to promote the superiority of the seller's product or service by comparing it with a competitor's inferior product or service. It is known as a particularly persuasive advertising tool and can be an effective way of informing consumers of the comparative benefits of one product over another. The comparison may relate to factors such as price, quality, range, or volume. So, why is it okay to use someone else's trademark in a comparative advertisement? Well, let's go back a bit and examine the law. Under the Trademarks Act, a sign can only be registered and protected as a trademark if it is used or is going to be used as a trademark. This concept was outlined in Coca-Cola Co. and All Fect Distributors Limited, where it was stated that use as a trademark is use of the mark as a badge of origin in the sense that it indicates a connection in the course of trade between goods and the person who applies the mark to the goods. Further, each of the forms of infringement under Section 120 of the Trademarks Act requires that the defendant uses as a trademark a sign that is substantially identical with or deceptively similar to the plaintiff's registered trademark. So, is the use of another's trademark for the purposes of comparative advertising actually use of that mark as a trademark? The answer is no. For example, if Pepsi advertises that it is cheaper than Coca-Cola, it is not using Coca-Cola's trademark to distinguish its own goods from any other goods. It is simply referring to the price of Coca-Cola and using Pepsi as its trademark. So, the defence will be enlivened where a trader uses another's trademark in advertising for the purposes of comparing their products or services. Comparative advertising is one of a number of types of conduct listed in Section 122 that are deemed not to constitute trademark infringement. Interestingly, these provisions are not actually described as defences to infringement. This is because the conduct in question is not likely to constitute use of a trademark as a trademark, and therefore would not be infringing conduct even in the absence of these provisions. In fact, because comparative advertising is widely accepted as not constituting use of a trademark as a trademark, there is no case law on Section 122 subsection 1D. The introduction of the provision into the Trademarks Act 1995 is only a statement of the existing law in Australia. The previous legislation did not expressly require the defendant to use the trademark as a trademark in order to constitute infringement. However, case law made it clear that such a requirement was implied. So, while there are comparative advertising cases based on legal issues such as misleading or deceptive conduct, the use of another's trademark in comparative advertising is not a contentious issue in Australia and is widely accepted practice. Thanks for listening.
Created using Powtoon.